10代の頭にはマイケルの子供時代は終わってしまった。彼は初めてのソロシングル「Got to Be There」を発表し、ジャクソン5は新たなツアーに出る。まだ幼かったにもかかわらず、マイケルはあっという間にティーンのアイドルになった。
We used to have little girls and things coming around, and boys visiting their fans. And at first, I would let them in, and they would stay all day, and sometimes the girls would stay until after the buses were running anymore. And I wasn't going to let them stay all night, so I'd have to get out in my car and take them home. But after that, that got old with me, and I had to stop. I just didn't. And then we stopped letting them in. Then they would gather outside the gate.
No more. 1972年、マイケルは映画「ベン」の主題歌を歌うことに。これはマイケルにとって初めてソロでチャートのナンバーワンを記録。ネズミを歌った曲でも彼が歌えば人々の心を引きつけることが証明された。
That's one of my favorite songs that Michael did, Ben. You know, I mean, he put his heart and soul in that because you know how he feels about animals, even though it was a rat. I mean, come on, you know. So it doesn't have to be that you have gone through all of those things to pull from the innermost feelings that you may have inside of you.
The ability to convey emotion with your voice is what separates, the way I see it, good singers from great singers, is that ability to make you just feel what they are singing. And that's what Michael was so good at.
8年間で14枚のアルバムを発表したジャクソン5はモータウンを離れる。彼らのクリエイティブな要求が受け入れられなかったからだ。ジャーメイン以外の兄弟は1976年にエピックレコードと契約し、ジャクソンズと名前を変える。ファーストアルバムはゴールドディスクとなったが、マイケルがソロになるという噂も囁かれ始めた。
One of the lawyers called me one day and told me to tell the other boys that they better start saving their money because Michael was going on his own. Michael was only 17 at the time. He hadn't graduated yet. And I told him no. I said, you can't do that. And he said, well, why? I said, because I know you said that Michael doesn't need his brothers. I said, but right now they need him.
しばらくの間マイケルは兄弟たちとの活動を続けたが、ソロアーティストになるという彼の野望は後に音楽史上最高のミュージックビデオを生むことになる。
Thriller went for the joke. There was no question. It was like bang.
「モータウンで4枚のソロアルバムを出していたものの、全てを自分がコントロールする時期が来たとマイケルは感じていた。必要なのは自分と同じビジョンを持つプロデューサー、それがクインシー・ジョーンズだった。She's out of my life.
She's out of my life.
Having worked with Quincy and New York from The Wiz, when he decided to do a solo album, that's who he petitioned. It's like, okay, you're the guy.
You have to talk about the cooperative of Michael and Quincy. Quincy's production and arrangement and incredible musicians and team with Quincy at the helm and Michael at the top of his singing game You had Michael always pushing for a new sound, and Quincy, who knew always what was going to sell. You couldn't help but make a fabulous record.
The music is jazz. It's jazz with a rhythm and blues rock flavor to it. But the chord progression and all those things like that are jazz. That's what made those albums so big.
1979年に発表された「今夜はドントストップ」はチャートナンバーワンとなる。これはマイケルが一人で書き上げた初めての曲だ。
Sometimes I hear him in the middle of the night. He's screaming. He'd jump up out of the bed and go, woo, you know, like, woo. And I thought, what is it? He said, he just got an idea while he was laying in bed. And he'd get up and he'd write it down. And then that's how he writes.
Michael had that now sound and some new innovative things to bring to the table.
There's the lead vocal, which he sings. Then there's the background vocals, most of which he sang himself on his own records. He would double his voice, triple it, and then do the harmonies, all kinds of things, bring in other people if he wanted to. And then there was the third voice that nobody had done like Michael ever.
Just listen at the music. You know, all little things like that. That riff had never been done.
Girl, close your eyes, let that rhythm get into you.
Rock With You off the Wall is my favorite one. That's my favorite one. And it's smooth, but you still feel the energy of it, even though it's kind of a mid-tempo song. That one seemed to be kind of, in a lot of ways, stripped away from the dancing and the performing and everything else, and you just go straight ahead forward with, you just get a clear example of what a talented vocalist he is when that's properly applied.
「マイケルの21歳の誕生日を祝うように「Rock With You」もチャート1位となり、「オフ・ザ・オール」はアメリカで4曲、イギリスでは5曲のトップ10ヒットを生んだ初めてのアルバムとなった。そして次のアルバムでマイケルはその進化の全てを発揮する。
Here was Michael Jackson, a man who was going to come out with this album that nobody had heard. This was the first single off it. That's all we heard. We didn't hear the rest of the album. So we knew very little about it except this one track. The record companies were very naive, and the management and the bands really hadn't done any videos. So there was very little brief. It was pretty much a blank page. I got a call from the management saying, oh, by the way, Michael Jackson wants to dance and should dance he's a great dancer during some of this. And I said, well, you know, of course. So I got a handheld camera in front of him, and we played the chorus, and he just was amazing. He just danced his way along these stones that lit up, and this poor electrician was trying to keep up with the lights that came on. I could see through that lens that here was a phenomenon that was going to be unleashed on the world.
Wondered if he would be able to follow up the success of Off the Wall. No black performance sold that many records domestically. Now people don't even remember that Off the Wall was as successful as it was because Thriller just blew the doors off of everything.
Everybody waited for the Thriller video. They trailed the Thriller video for months before you saw it. I mean, and everybody knew exactly what time on earth we were all going to watch that. Thriller went for the jugular. There was no question. It was like, bang!